Hello, Beardo Vloggins here. Vlog number 5. It is Friday, January the 10th. Today, I want to talk about food shopping. I know it's not the most rock and roll subject, but my channel, I choose what I want to talk about. So, yeah, it's something I had to do today. I'm not a fan of shopping in general. Food shopping can be stressful for me, for other neurodivergent people. There's lots of things going on, lots of people, lots of sensory issues. I thought I was being really clever and going early afternoon. I thought I'd missed that lunch rush and it was going to be nice and quiet and I could just get around quickly. And of course it was packed. It was full of people just stood in the aisle talking to each other, blocking all of the stuff that I wanted to get at. Which is frustrating. Like I say, there's lots of different sensory issues in supermarkets. For example, I always find the smell in like the laundry detergent aisle quite overpowering, and it's just a bit, it just kind of disorientates me, but it just is a bit overwhelming. So it's lots of different smells kind of hitting you in the face all at once. So that can sometimes bother me. Obviously there's lots of noise, so I usually go around with the earphones in just to block most of that out. Yeah, sometimes the lights are too bright, and other things like that. So I know some supermarkets do like autism friendly hours where they dim the lights and they ask people to be as quiet as possible. But I'm trying to think where the nearest supermarket to me that does that. I don't know. I don't even know if they still do that. I know they used to do it on a Saturday morning at like 9 o'clock. They used to have like an autism hour from like 9 AM to 10 AM on a Saturday. But yeah, anyway, that's besides the point. The other challenge is actually buying the right ingredients for meals. I don't know what it's like for other ADHD people, but I know I'm quite guilty of doing this, but I go for the what I like to call the high dopamine type of foods. Basically rubbish. There's lots of snacks usually. Not always the healthiest food. I perhaps look for meals that have the least amount of ingredients and therefore the least amount of prep time. I go through lots of things that I can stick in a slow cooker. That's probably about as healthy as I get at the moment, because the prep is simple. I just stick things in slow cooker and forget about it, and I don't have to think about it actively. So yeah, I mean, I know a few anecdotes from other neurodivergent people who, you know, don't always pick the healthiest foods. I'm certainly guilty of that. I know my diet is probably, well, it's not the best. I know that. But I think that's just, it's, you know, it's another thing that, you know, to stress about, or to have to think about. That's why I like the, you know, that's why I like the slow cooker, because you can stick a bunch of things in it and get a relatively decent tasting meal at the end of it, and it can be reasonably healthy-ish at the end of the day. But yeah, I find actually doing the food job is just, I just want to get it over and done with as quickly as possible, and so I don't really think about what I'm buying. So I buy more perhaps not the most nutritious foods, because I just want to get in and out. But yeah, that was my experience for today. I know it's not exactly the rock and roll lifestyle that you might expect, but it is what it is, and yeah, it's a pain in the arse, but it's got to be done. Yeah, I don't really know. You know, you don't really need too much more details on that, I don't think. So yeah, see you tomorrow.